Hey everybody, Matt Pastor, just doing another blog. Today I was going to address something for guitar players. Sorry everybody else, but there's this tuning that I've discovered that I just think is so effective. So let's talk about it. It's an Irish tuning. I originally got it from a guy named John Doyle. He's a singer-songwriter from Ireland, and he's really brilliant and does some really cool stuff with it. Just so you can kind of hear what it sounds like and what the kind of things he does with it. So you can hear it's very Irish. And it's really cool. Just a real quick thing, by the way, the difference between bluegrass and Irish music, which is kind of easily misconstrued, is that the strum pattern for a guitar. In bluegrass music, it's you kind of hear that backbeat. You know, so you kind of hear like a oom-pa thing, bass, bass, and that's kind of typical to bluegrass, whereas Irish music is more of a steady upper half with different weird accents, and then random basses. It got dark on us. Kind of hear that difference. Anyway, here's the tuning. So it's open C on the bottom, then F, then C again, then G, then C, and then C. So the two outer strings go down quite a bit, 2 whole steps, and the B string goes up a half step, so that the last 2 strings are the same pitch. So it's kind of a strange tuning, and then what they usually do is put a capo somewhere. You don't have to though, but you could tell it's just the sound is perfect for a lot of things that are popular these days. You know, the wheels just keep on turning, the strummers begin to drum. I don't know where I've been going. That kind of thing, you know. Oh, wake my soul. Oh, wake my soul. You know, and you can even take songs that are not supposed to be in this style, and they sound awesome that way. Like, soon and very soon, the King is come. Oh, righteousness and crown with. But you get the idea. So, and there I'll be with the one, with unveiled face I'll see. So you get the idea. Just a couple ideas about the chord structures that you can do. The one chord in whatever key you're in, depending on the capo, the bottom string open is kind of typically the 1 of whatever key you're in. If you know any theory, you kind of know what I'm talking about. So whatever key you want to be in, make sure that low note is that note that you want to be in. A major key, of course. And of course there are other options, but just for now that's what we'll talk about. And so there you have your main key, and that chord is literally that bottom note, skip the next note, all the rest of the strings. So you skip the A string, which is actually an F string because we tuned it differently, but it's that second string. You skip that, and everything else works. So you just have to put any finger on that fret that's going to create a note that works. Like you could do second fret on that second string. Now there's no third in that chord. Or you can come up to the root. Or if you really wanted, you can come up to the third. But that's an open option for you. Sometimes I like to do the second fret there, which is the fifth of the chord, and then I add my third finger on the fourth fret of the next string. And that's the third. That kind of creates a nice full one chord. Anyways, that's the one chord. Four chord is almost just as simple. You just don't hit the bottom string. You hit the next string, and you put your first finger or any finger on the second fret of what used to be the G string, and actually it remains the G string. It's the only string that doesn't get retuned. The fourth string from the lowest note. And you just don't hit the bottom string. And there's the four chord. And again, there's all kinds of things. As you kind of discover the tuning, you'll see there are other things you can do. That's the general four chord. The sixth chord, which is the minor one, is kind of a weird formation, but you get used to it. You can do third finger on the fourth fret of what used to be the A string, and it's now the F string, second string in. Pinky right next to it, if you can see that. And this is the fourth fret of whatever key you're in, of course considering the capo fret to be 0. There's 4, and then first finger on the second fret of the G string. So that's like 6. And then the 5 can really just be done with 2 fingers, as if you're playing an E minor. Just an E minor chord. Or if you want, you can add the pinky on the 4th fret of the G string. And there's a little tension between, which I tend to like. A little bit of tension. But you don't have to have it. So whichever one of those you like better, you can use. But I'm telling you, I just feel a lot of potential energy and lots of joy, lots of cool things that can happen in this tuning. So hey, I hope it blesses you. I hope it's something you start to incorporate. It gives you a little bit of a different sound. We start to hear that open E chord, and we have to go, okay, worship's starting. We get that open E or that G chord, and everybody knows, oh boy, this is worship music for sure, because everything's in E, everything's in G, and it all sounds the same. So changing up the tuning is an awesome way to kind of just shock the ear a little bit and get a little new life into our worship services. So hey, I hope it encourages you and challenges you, and just let the Lord just bless your practice time, and awesome. Pursue Him. He's so awesome. He's pursuing you. So yeah, become a lover of His presence. Alrighty, see you later.